Okay, so you are way brighter than you have been in a bit. Definitely, like, I don't know if it's a glow up or if you just feel more lit up by something, excited, or you're glowing literally, or you feel like you're radiating a lot more higher vibrational energy, then this is for you. Let's see what you've been going through. Hi, welcome. My name is Vanessa, and my camera is freaking out, kind of going back and forth between super illuminating and then like normal. So I think you are upgrading, you're up leveling. You've released some darkness, you've released some heaviness, you've released weight. Again, my name is Vanessa. If you're new, hi, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Thanks for being here. Traveling lightly. Simplify your life. Okay, so you've released something that was blocking you. You've let go, or you've reflected and redirected your energy. You might have needed to reroute, take a detour. I'm not sure why. I don't think that you need to question why. Some people might question why you look so bright. I mean, literally, as I'm recording myself and before recording myself, I was noticing that what is that in photography or film? The exposure? Is it the exposure? I don't know. There's something where there's a lot more light coming in, but it's almost blinding. And this is how people are viewing you as you have gotten back on your path, but you had to reroute. You had to detour. Something blocked you for a period of time, and you might have actually lost things in that. I'm seeing someone who lost something in a fire or in mudslides. Trigger. This could also just be metaphorical. And now it's almost like, you don't have any choice but to move forward without those physical items. But I feel like you've turned that into a really powerful life lesson, and you realize that there were some things that you were holding on to that you didn't need to hold on to. And so now that you've made it around the bend or around this corner, or you've turned, you've made it through a challenge. That's an understatement. You also now realize how much more free you are, how much more mobile and light and able you are to move forward in a pathway that feels very exciting and aligned, where there's, it's like you're coming out of the woods. You've been going through some stuff, and you're better for it, and you're really, really bright and illuminated, and you're like this light showing up. And some people have their opinions. Whatever. Recovering people pleasers. One more card, Spirit, please. Thank you. Believe in magic. Journey by moonlight. Huge full moon. Okay, so that full moon energy that we just had, and I saw 444 on the clock right when I said that. The Capricorn full moon, the Cancer full moon that we just had, it's Capricorn season, so. And maybe you are a Capricorn, or maybe you have strong Capricorn in your chart. regardless, there has been something that's come to an end, and it's freed you, and you're so much lighter now, and in every way. Like, you feel lighter, you're able to move, traveling lightly, but you're also filled with light, and you're radiating it. And you've really brought a light into a really dark space. And you recognize that you brought that light into that dark space, and you might have been a little bit attacked for it. And that happens. Love that energy. Love this. I love this. It's not easy. You've been through it. I want to know, like, I want an idea of how long, please, Spirit. How long has this been going on, the challenge? The impasse? The reroute. How long has this reroute been going on? Just for context, this will apply to different people. Obviously, take what applies for you. Take it all with a grain of salt. Yeah. As with every reader. Also, every astrologer. Take it all with a grain of salt, right? Like, don't just believe anything that you've been told. Yeah, you're really, really incredibly balanced and powerful, but something knocked you off of that balance for a while, and it was this impasse, and it feels like it could have been the past 4 months or 4 years. Heavens to Betsy, please not 4 decades. Woof. But there's that potential too. It could have been past 4 days. I don't think so. I think that this has been about 4 years long that this is going on, and maybe really in the past 4 months, you've been more aware of this, or the reroute path brought you back on path in the past 4 months, or 4 weeks, or 4 days. But there are 4s here that are important for somebody. It really caused you to spend time with yourself. You went on this journey alone. You met people along the way. And you've reunited with people along the way. You've met new friends, and you could have a much deeper connection with animals and with nature at this time, and with your own meditative practice. Because something or someone threw you off. They didn't want you to see this. This was a sneak attack. A sneak attack. 12th house energy, secret enemy. They didn't want you to see, but it doesn't matter because you were working. It was always working for you. And the work illuminates you. Right. And even for yourself, it might be a little bit weird now. Like, looking in the mirror, you might not recognize yourself, but in a really positive way. Like, wait, didn't they have wrinkles there? Now they're kind of like smoothed, or something like youthing. And if you're into that idea, keep on going. You're youthing yourself. And if you've never heard of youthing yourself, then like look it up. It's something that Cryon speaks a lot about, and connecting with your innate and the cellular structure of your own physical being, and having a connection and a communication essentially with your cellular structure. Whoa. I think I just kind of opened up a jar of like woo woo on somebody, so I hope you like it. Take it with a grain of salt. Regardless though, you look younger, you look more alive, you feel more alive, and you've really released, gosh, this person was really immature. Whoever this is, if this is a person that caused you to reroute for some time, then like you've learned they're young, but in the opposite way of what I was just talking about. They're immature. They don't have a whole lot of experience, but they pretend that they do. And I think that you showing up in a really powerful, experienced way was a threat. Shuffle again. Okay, we'll shuffle again. Oof, yeah, and the two of you have, there's been some clashing for a long time. So maybe that's been the past 4 years or 4 months, whatever that is. And so now you are literally picking up on the travel collective. I don't know if you are interested in visiting the Great Pyramids of Egypt. Egypt came into my reading the other day, as well as the mother wound and the full moon and Cancer energy. So either this person is like, for example, a man who pretends to have it all together, but really they're just like a mama's boy, and their mom is completely in control of them. That's just an idea. It's just an example. 11:11 on the clock when I said that. And so, again, I'm getting this Eat, Pray, Love. I do have a playlist on this channel that are just the travel readings that have been coming up over the past month or two. So if this is you and you are traveling and you have literally just like left someone behind who was never going to be there for you, they're never going to be your equivalent, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically, whatever. And they have like this mom complex. I see that someone just released that person. They broke up with them. They broke it off. They ended it. And now you are free to go and explore. And if this is literal, you might have a plane ticket or a train ticket somewhere, or you're going on a cruise or a retreat, or there's something where you're going somewhere solo or with, I am getting that this is a solo experience. You might meet up with new people there. So if you're traveling, if you've just gone through getting rid of this person that just never was going to embrace the light that you have, and this is definitely for you. So let's keep going. Yeah. Especially if this person cheated on you. Like, and if this is your story, then you already know that. I'm not like surprising you here, okay? But yeah, good riddance. You are literally so bright that, like, I don't know if, again, your reflection is really catching you off guard and you're like, ooh, who's that? That's me. Or if your electronics are having a hard time capturing your light, there's something about your light being so bright and it is throwing things off a little bit. And not in a bad way, but in just a way where like you might need time to adjust, and people around you need time to adjust to this new frequency that you're carrying. / you're also just releasing people who will never get used to the new frequency that you're carrying. And by creating that space, you are energetically inviting in all of these new loving connections. People who can receive your light. I'm also getting for someone that you've been doing visualization meditations and they're working. Yeah. Goodbye, 10 of Wands. Burden on your back. Get out of here. Get out of here. Replaced by 6 of Wands. Victory, success. This is the guy on the horse. So you also could be stepping into the public more. Like you could actually be recording yourself more, and that's why this whole like looking at yourself in the mirror looks kind of different, or videoing yourself. You're putting yourself out there. So you're seeing your reflection more. And you're noticing other people and how they're responding to you and how you're showing up in this new way. And it's great. It's working. I mean, you've said goodbye to an old story, and in the same novel, you are right back on the path. A lot of hero's journey. So if you need to look into, I think it's Joseph Campbell, The Hero's Journey. Let's just look into this really quick, because you're on your own hero's journey, if not your own heroine's journey. Let's just look it up. You're definitely going through some really incredible cycles, and you're just like unstoppable. I'm hearing Sia's unstoppable in my head. You're a Portia with no brakes. Portia, I don't know if your name is Portia or if you know a woman named Portia. It's also coming through. The heroes, the journey. Joseph Campbell. The Hero's Journey by Joseph Campbell, or monomyth, is a universal story structure found in myths worldwide, detailed in his book, The Hero with 1,000 Faces, written in 1949. It outlines a common pattern of adventure, including 3 main stages: departure, initiation, and return. Blah, blah, blah. Really freaking cool. That was me just Googling it and telling you the basics. But you'll see this in Star Wars. You'll see this in Dune. You'll see this in The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. You'll see this in Harry Potter. You'll see this in nearly any incredible storytelling epic. You're going to experience the hero's journey by tuning into that. And whoever I'm talking to, like you, I think that you've just completed the loop. You've just completed the loop. I want to look a little bit deeper into what this person was trying to keep hidden from you, or what this impasse was. 4 years long, or 4 months. Or maybe it happened during a 4-year if you're into numerology. Or maybe you're in a 4-year personally for your own numerology. You could also check out in your astrological birth chart, natal chart, which sign or signs occupy your 4th house. These are all themes here. This card's already upside down. We're going to take it. The Magician in the reverse. Again, Magician in reverse. So this person is manipulative. This person is very, very intelligent. They could also dabble in the occult or the spiritual like things, but it's kind of a little bit more witchy, a little bit more like dark magic. Now, please, I'm not trying to say anything witchy is dark magic. I also just know that I personally am not one who resonates with the idea. I think I have a witch wound, so I don't know if you have a witch wound. But this is almost like warlock energy. They saw you come in as this emperor or empress, however you resonate, whatever. But very, very solid, very strong, very experienced, very wise, very powerful. And you were like immediately something they wanted to possess. Ooh, something they wanted to kind of keep you near. It's like they tried to make you think they were your friend. They wanted to keep you nearby, but they wanted to throw you off. So they used gaslighting or ghost lighting, or it's very, very manipulative, very sneaky. It could have taken you 4 years to figure it out. And it's because they too are very, very skilled and aware of the ethereal, the spiritual, the magical. And I don't like that energy at all. But I'm getting that they would have given themselves away multiple times. They would have leaked little tiny things that they'd say that would catch you and be like, what? And then after a period of time, then they'd have it, like there'd be another one, like little passive aggressive digs or little, oh, I know what you're, like I know, like them acting like they know something, or they know a secret that you don't know, or I don't know. Ugh. But they couldn't defeat you. Ugh. This is just all kinds of weird energy. Honestly, I think that you've just been living your life and trying to move forward and grow and evolve and cultivate your light and cultivate your gifts and actually be a light in this world and a guide and someone that you were close to saw it and wanted it for themselves. So there is this siphoning energy or energy vampire or destiny swapping kind of like idea where you would know who this person is because, honey, you've already separated yourself from them. If this is your reading, hello, this is just validation. But two, if you're not so sure, and this is me kind of being like, yeah, hi, you would know who this person is because you'd feel really drained after spending time with them, or like, ugh, like you need to like shake something off or like go take a bath or something. Like just the energy would leave you feeling off after spending time with this person. And the other way that you would know is that they would just, you'd feel energy from them as though they need something from you or they want something from you, but they aren't showing up to contribute or share or give to you in reciprocity. There's no reciprocity here. They tried to knock you down and you won. You were never going to be triumphed. This is weird. I don't like it. I'm glad that you've moved away from this energy. You don't have any heartbreak over it. I think that you feel relieved knowing about this now and knowing that you've stepped away and you've freed yourself, and this other person or people, who knows your scenario, they're feeling the pain of this now. Of not having you around, not having you in their life. You're not speaking to them anymore. There hasn't been communication because you're so freaking bright now and your vibration has risen so much that like they honestly, your guides won't even let them get in contact with you. They messed up. They more than fumbled you. Okay, so let's just, yeah, they're a liar as well. They lie. They barely provide anything for the house if you live together. They take everything. They're manipulative. This is just a disgusting human being. But that's just my own opinion of the energy. That's the energy that I am feeling and picking up on. So we are going to move into you, because you are the reason for this whole reading. You are so much better off that I want to look forward to see about this journey that you're on and this trip that you're taking. And I want to know more about the blessings and the things that you can look forward to and the experiences that you have or are having or are going to have that will be uplifting. For the traveler, had to reroute because of a dummy. You know, you honestly also, you can take it as a huge, like, just validation and also some flattery, if you will. You know, you wouldn't let your ego take over. You're past that. But know that this is validation that you are incredibly potent and powerful in love, in gratitude, in appreciation, in value. So I'm also hearing, look into what sign you have Venus in and what house Venus is in for you, and also what's happening in your second house, because these areas of our life are not only love and beauty and appreciation and value and harmony, all the Venus, Aphrodite kind of energy, but it's also second house, and that's earned income. That's how you create value based off your own value. That's how you create appreciation and growth based off of your own appreciative qualities, your own appreciation. The more you appreciate things, the more they appreciate. Appreciation appreciates. It's one of my favorite phrases out there. I just love it. So, you are a leader. Ooh, an environmentalist. Okay, so, and you don't have to be both of these things, right? I could be talking to someone who's a leader, take charge of the situation. Joan of Arc is in this card with cherubs. And they're putting a flower crown on her. And then environmentalist. You are an earth angel who was born to protect, nurture, and teach about nature and the animals. And what was I saying earlier? You could have really, really developed an even more deep appreciation and connection to and love for animals in nature. Who else am I speaking to, Spirit? What other benefits? Your leadership is growing. You're more self-reliant than you ever knew you could be. You're on the right path, even if at times you doubt it or other people question it. You know that you're on the right path. Keep doing what you're doing because it's working. I've said that multiple times in this reading too. You're on the right path. Okay, oracle cards and trust. I will take that as a little validation that hopefully this reading here is for you, and you're feeling that, and you're feeling more empowered, and you're feeling lighter, and you're like big ol' like, fuck yeah. Okay, because if it isn't a fuck yeah, then it's a no. So you are able, and you also could be learning how to read our oracle cards or tarot or astrology or numerology or runes or human design or Clifton Strengths Finders or Myers-Briggs, or there's something about where you are beginning to work with symbolism and archetypes and psychology and human behavior. Or you literally just could be learning how to work with oracle cards. So just that's a confirmation for somebody. And to trust your feelings and dreams to guide your career path. You also could be very attracted to green, pink, lavender, silver, and purple and gold at this time. You're on the right path as a leader, getting out into the world, into nature, also connecting spiritually. Your spiritual skills are growing. What else? Let's get some more. Heart's desires. You could be near the coast right now. You could be walking along a beach as you're listening to this, or that's something you did earlier today, or that's something that you're planning on doing. And if so, then this is validation confirmation to go ahead and go take that beach walk. The angels are supporting, guiding, and protecting you as your dreams become a reality. I think I want one more card from this deck. Options. Consider the career possibilities that are open to you. If you have never watched Eat, Pray, Love or read the book, that's also a bit of the hero's journey. Although I've never watched that movie consciously thinking about the hero's journey, which I'm a nerd in that way and I actually really like to do that. Love doing that. I love rewatching movies because there are always messages in them for me. So that could be part of this oracle card thing. You could be learning how to decipher messages in music, in the lyrics that you're hearing, and also in movies that you're watching. Truthfully, I'm going to tell you for real story here. If I'm feeling emotionally kind of exhausted or drained, or I've been going through a lot of growth, spiritual growth, and there's been a lot of crying and a lot of purging of old negative, lower frequencies, whatever, because the issues are in the tissues and we're releasing them, One of my go-tos is to connect with spirit, but in a very, very relaxed way, and to get confirmation or validation or new messages. I will watch a movie. One that I've already seen. It can't be a new movie because it just doesn't work for me that way. Maybe for you it will. But going back to old movies that I've seen before and watching them again, it's something so beautiful that I don't think I've talked to many people about this topic. I don't know if you do this. If you do, please let me know in the comments. But I genuinely adore rewatching movies specifically to connect with my spirit team and to get insights as to what's happening in my life currently, if that makes any sense. Okay, and writing. You could be doing a lot more writing. You could be writing a book. You could be an author. You could be doing a lot more reading as well, or journaling. These are all options for you as you are moving forward in this brand new life of yours. It's pouring here. It's raining a lot. I don't know if it's raining where you're at. And if you're at the beach, is it raining on the beach? When it rains, look for rainbows. When it's dark, look for stars. You really went through it and alchemized a lot. You're a very powerful alchemist. And I'm just so enamored by your energy because it's so... I wanted to say solid and light at the same time, which are almost oxymoronical, although they're not. But so grounded and centered and so sprightly. There's this new pizzazz for life. There's an excitement. There's a wind beneath your wings. Okay, Bette Midler. Wait. Sorry. I get music messages a lot, and sometimes Spirit's just super funny. Like, you just... That's also how you know you're working with really like high vibrational spirit team, is if they make you chuckle a lot in really like beautiful ways, you know. Wind beneath my wings, Bette Midler. Did you ever know that you're my hero? Right? Gosh, the hero's journey. You know, either you're calling in someone who is literally like lifting you up, or you just going off on this journey is really, really lifting other people, or both. Everything I wish that I could be. Right? Oh, I could fly higher than an eagle. 'Cause you are the wind beneath my wings. So I don't know, maybe you need to listen to that song. Wind beneath my wings. Wow. Ascended Masters are here for you. An employment change, okay. Power of prayer. So yeah, opening up, having communication with your guides, with ancestors of light, healed ancestors of the light. I've been learning. You've got to call in your healed ancestors of the light. You can't just call in any ancestors, because not all of them are healed. It's a growth process. It's an evolution, right? You learn as you go, and you have incredible access and connection to a very, very large spirit team. And you're also recommended that if you have animal spirit guides, to really work with them. Work with your animal totems. And if you have a horse as one of your animals, it is really important to connect with this in meditation. My eyes just got so heavy. Like, I don't know if you've been doing a lot of observing or reading or watching TV or just using your eyes, but there's something here where they're really, really suggesting to give your eyes a little bit more of a break. And so to either like, yeah, take a nap, or make sure you're getting really quality sleep at night, or closing your eyes so you can go into meditation. But right as I started talking about this horse, my eyes got so heavy. And I'm seeing a vision from the movie Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, with Kevin Costner in it. Cue Bryan Adams. Stop with the music messages. That's like, I'm like, my head is already tuning into a whole other song, and stop it. But I'm seeing a scene in this movie where one of Robin's human guides, essentially, or when he was young, he's reunited now as an adult with this guy who's now elderly, and they're blind. And they're on the horse, and the horse, oh shoot, no, it's a scene where Duncan, is his name Duncan, gets on the horse and says, "Be my eyes." I don't know what all of that is about, honey, but I mean, look at that. You could have also just signed a contract for a job that is causing you to move to a very different place. It could be far away. And you're trusting, you're in your prayers, you're asking, and that you can trust this process and that you're being taken to the right thing. Well, I'm going to leave it there. I really hope this helps. If you'd like to book a reading with me, I read astrological birth charts. And the clink, you can click the link. I'll see you in another video. Okay, bye.